Last week we talked about severe weather, what makes up severe storms, severe weather season, watch, warning, your safe spot. But there are some common misconceptions about severe weather and those safe spots. The first one we should all know about from last week, but it is a bit tricky. Thunder occurs before or after lightning. We learned last week that lightning causes thunder, so the two technically occur at roughly the same time. Although you usually do see the flash of lightning before you hear thunder. This is because light travels much faster than sound. When thunder and lightning happen at the same time, it's because the lightning strike was very, very close. It takes about 5 seconds for the sound to travel 1 mile. We can estimate the distance of lightning by counting how many seconds it takes until we hear the thunder. Then divide the number of seconds you counted by 5 to get the number of miles. Heat lightning. This is not really a thing. It is not caused by the sky illuminating because it is too hot. Lightning that occurs without distinct or noticeable thunder is, by some, called heat lightning. But this is because, and like we just talked about earlier, light travels faster than sound. So you are seeing lightning from a storm that is too far away to hear the thunder. Lightning never strikes the same place twice. False. Lightning can, and does, strike many places repeatedly. The Empire State Building is struck by lightning anywhere from 25 to 100 times a year, and took 3 separate strikes in one night in the spring of 2011. There's also an episode of Mythbusters where the Sears Tower in Chicago gets struck by lightning twice during a storm, and many more instances. This is because lightning tends to be attracted to the tallest point in a particular area. So tall television towers, large skyscrapers, those are the most common places that lightning does strike repeatedly. Open windows during a tornado. A common myth is that it's a good idea to open the windows during a tornado to keep the house from collapsing or exploding. May sound a little funny, but the thought behind it is that the tremendous drop in air pressure associated with the tornado, which is true, will create a huge difference between the pressure inside of the house versus the low pressure outside of the house as the tornado moves through. The myth is that the opening of windows will balance the air pressure and save the house. It's very unlikely the air pressure difference would be great enough, and even if it were, it really wouldn't matter. Tornadoes' wind speeds can be so strong and destructive to anything near and around it is really in danger regardless of the structure or the windows open. So when a tornado or there's a tornado warning, get to your safe spot, don't open the windows. Another tornado safety myth or thought is to stop under a highway overpass to take shelter from a tornado. This is not a good idea and is actually one of the most dangerous spots. Think of it like a river and how the water speeds increases when the river channel becomes narrow. The speed of a tornado's winds will also increase when it's forced through the narrow gap between the roadway and the overpass above. That makes the winds that much stronger. The overpass rubble or damage can fall on you and your car, and this can also lead to a backup of cars on the highway. Of course, the best spot from a tornado is inside, lowest, most interior level. If you are outside driving along the highway, then get out of your car, lie flat on the ground in the lowest possible location, such as a ditch, drainage area, and always protect your head and face. Hawaii never has hurricanes. Not never, but it is rare. The Hawaiian Islands have the same hurricane season, June 1st to November 30th, and are susceptible to all tropical storms. Even just 2 years ago on August 15th, they got hit by Category 5 Lane. The storm is the wettest on record in Hawaii, with peak rainfall accumulations of 58 inches. One of the main reasons Hawaii doesn't normally get major hurricanes is because of the TUT, Tropical Upper Tropospheric Trough. Say that 3 times fast. But this rules the high levels of the weather atmosphere there and creates winds that are typically too fast for hurricane development, or are too fast for an approaching hurricane from the east to remain a hurricane. That is why most remnant tropical storms go by to the south, north, or around, because it acts to steer the storms. During Lane, the system wasn't doing what it normally does, and that's because it was weaker than normal and it was positioned a little further to the west. Another reason why is because of water temperature. Water temperatures to the east of Hawaii are slightly cooler than water temperatures across the remainder of the Pacific. Warm waters are what help to strengthen and fuel storms. Again, during Lane, the water temperatures were warmer than average. So the conflicting winds with slightly cooler water means that most storms will weaken before reaching the islands. Weather history for today. On May 8, 1989, 21 cities in the eastern U.S. reported record low temperatures for the date. That's including here at home and across the state. For your 7-day forecast, not looking like new record low temperatures, but for your Saturday, Sunday morning are off to a cold start into low to mid 30s. Cool temperatures, that sticks around all the way throughout the week, and rain chance does return for Friday evening. Stay safe, healthy, and see you for next Weather Wednesday.